Hello and welcome to Tech Me Out. Today we're going to be taking a look at what is on my Android. Now I'm going to be going over a few applications I have installed as well as the setup on my lock screen and my home screen. If you're curious which device all of these are being shown on, it's my HTC One M7 model, but other than that we're going to go ahead and jump right on in. So in taking a look here at my lock screen, I have Widget Locker installed. This is what allows me to get this layout here, and then at the top I have Dash Clock Widget with the Battery Pro or Battery Widget Reborn, I think is what it's called. I have that extension up here. And that's how I'm able to see how much longer I have left on my battery life, which is really useful, especially on this M7 model here. And then if I slide to unlock it and head on into my home screen, the setup I have here was achieved with Nova Launcher. I do have the Prime version. It gives me all the features that I need, such as built-in gestures where I can swipe up and it'll jump into my app drawer. Or if I am on my home screen and I double tap, it'll jump into my Nova settings. So those are two custom gestures out of many that you can set, as well as pretty much getting rid of your dock and also having these little transition effects that you see here. Getting rid of the icon labels. It's just really so much you can do with it. And if you're looking for a great launcher, I do recommend Nova Launcher. They have the free version, but the Prime version gives you access to pretty much everything you could possibly do. Now, starting from the top, I have the Google search widget because I use that quite often. I also have a UCCW widget here. It's using the iOS 7 skin. And then beneath all of that, I have my most commonly used apps. So starting here from the left, I have the phone app. It's the default phone app, nothing special. But I do use a third-party messaging app, and it's known as Textra. Now, with Textra, you pretty much get a lot of features that you have on the iOS platform, or rather, I'll say for me, in moving from iPhone to Android and trying out a bunch of different messaging applications, this is one that really just was, I guess, the best one. I liked it primarily because of the setup. It's very clean. Not a lot of clutter in terms of your options. I know some of the other ones have like a lot of different features built into it, and it has it kind of like right out in the forefront. So currently I am using the default keyboard here. Nothing special. But with Textra, you can hit this plus symbol and pull up your emojis. They look just like they did on the iPhone. Or you can click here to send a photo or take a photo. Tap there to take a video or send a video, or record audio or send an audio recording. So that was Textra. Definitely something to give a look at. There's more features such as custom notifications per contact, custom sounds per contact, custom chat bubbles. I also have the Play Store, Google Music. Quick Pick is what I use for my pictures. I really like it because it has a very clean interface. So I'm not going to jump into my pictures because I don't care to share them right now. But the interface of it is very nice. A very clean and minimalistic feel, but still with a lot of options. But it doesn't overwhelm you, and it is user-friendly, meaning it's easy to navigate. I do use the default camera. However, if I swipe up on it, it will jump into my third-party camera app that I like to use, which is ViscoCam. I also have Google Maps, Chrome, Feedly, which is my go-to reader. I absolutely love it. I love how the interface looks when it pulls up all of my news articles and just really helps me pass time and stay up to date on tech. So down here I also have my Mail app. I use the default Mail app. I was using a third-party one, but since I've put KitKat on my phone, I like that one, so that's what I use. Then jumping to this page here, I have my wallpaper app known as Behang. I think it was about $1.99. It has some very high quality, beautiful, absolutely beautiful wallpapers you can choose from. But like I said, it is a paid wallpaper app, and there are some great free alternative versions that you could check out that I will also be covering in a few minutes in this video. To the right of that, I have a shortcut, which pretty much wherever I am, it will tell me how to get home. I also have another wallpaper app, which I haven't really tried out. Battery Widget Reborn is something that I must have on my device, or Battery Reborn. I'm not quite sure the name, but I should have it in the video. This has been a lifesaver. It tells me when my battery will be empty, and it'll also kind of monitor my statistics in terms of how long I usually get on a good charge and how long it takes me to charge my phone, which from what I have determined has been pretty accurate. It will even tell me how fast my phone is dying, like, in 7 minutes it drops a percentage type of thing. So definitely check that out. I believe there's a paid version of it. Support the developer. Definitely buy it. It's worth every penny. Then I have ViscoCam Soul Calendar. I used to use that one, but I don't use it as much. Then I have Etsy, which I use for shopping. Timely. I really more so use the default clock, but that is one that I have installed when I want, I guess, a different type of interface. But the Today calendar here is what I use most of the time now, or it's what I'm integrating into because I really like the interface. Like I said, one thing I did like about my iPhone is that it had a very clean, minimalistic feel, and I am a minimalistic person. So I do like my options in terms of customizing, but I do like a clean interface to navigate within for the most part. And with this calendar app, it really gave me that. So that's the one I'm primarily using now. I also have Wallbase, which is a wallpaper app. Now, this is one great free wallpaper app. You can click the square here and get the grid view of wallpapers. I absolutely love it. It's very high quality. I love downloading wallpapers. And this is one place that I definitely check on when I'm downloading a new wallpaper. Then to the right of that, I have SoundCloud when I want to, check out some new music and download it and such. My calculator. And then a few folders down here. So in this folder here, I have some wallpaper applications. You can just take a look there and download what you want. And then to the right of that, I have some music applications that I use. Out of those, I think I might use Audio Search the most. I think it was that one. I'm honestly not sure. And then to the right of that, I have my productivity folder that just has a bunch of applications that I like to use, such as Astro's File Manager, a great file explorer, Smooth Sync Calendar, great for bringing over iCloud contacts, or iCloud events from your iOS device. I also have my download shortcut, the Keep app, Notes. Swipe Pad is useful when you want like a way to access multiple apps from just pretty much a hidden feature on your phone on every screen. So I'm also using Evernote, especially because I am using, iPhone and Android now. So I want to be able to access my documents or my notes rather on both devices. I haven't jumped too deep into Evernote, but like I said, I'm playing with it a little bit here and there, but I really need to get more familiar with it. I also have Amazon Kindle when I want to read a book. That's one thing I did not do on my iPhone. I did not read books, but I'm not even gonna lie to you, I haven't read a book on my HTC One either, but I'm open to the idea. I really just gotta find another book to read. Then I also have AnyDo. That's a great task manager. And then my Time Warner application for my cable service. My Twitter client that I use is Tweedle, Zuper widget, and then Netflix when I want to watch a movie. I'm also rooted. I'm not even going to lie to you about this. I'm not really familiar with the root process. And it's a lot more detailed than jailbreaking. I know both are kind of advanced and whatnot, but rooting is just another level. But I did root my HTC One, but I really don't know everything that I'm doing. I'm learning. But in the midst of my learning, I did download a few things that I like to use for rooting. So I'm not going to jump too much into that because, like I said, I'm pretty new to it and I don't want to advise you all wrong. But if you're curious if I'm rooted and what I'm running, yes, and this is what it is. And then jumping out of there, I have my photography folder, which has a few applications when I want to do a little bit of tweaking to my photos. And then I have a blank page here. This blank page is just primarily when I download an application, I know that it's new and I can go ahead and test it out, or it's where I can come and test out my widgets, but I just kind of keep it blank for the most part. I also have my Soul Calendar widget here. I like the Soul Calendar widget because it gives me a look at my whole month as well as each individual calendar, because I use multiple calendars. I have a work calendar, I have a personal calendar, and multiple other calendars. And I like the fact that it's color coordinated and it shows me all of those events at a glance for the entire month from my home screen, which has been very useful. I have my eye in the sky weather widget down here. And then if I swipe again, I have my agenda here. I think that was just the default today agenda widget or something like that. And then a few more applications. Widget Locker, we talked about that. Calculator, Voxer, Settings, AccuWeather, YouTube, Amazon, Dropbox, Spotify, Contacts, Default App, Hue, which helps me control my lights, Fandango, Hangouts, Instagram, and Carousel, which is Dropbox's new photo managing application. But aside from that, that is pretty much what I have on my Android device. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. And before you head out, I do have a question for you all, and I'll feature your answers in my next video. And that question is, what are your top 5 favorite Android apps at this time? Drop that down below, and I'll feature a few of your responses in my next video or one of my next videos. Other than that, like I said, thumbs it up, subscribe, and as always, thanks for taking the time out to let me tech you out.